Hello, everyone. We're going to go into day 9. Hi, Patchy. Talk about the safety in the other video. Look who's learning how to become safe. He is a story in itself. We got him as a rescue. And I saw him on the internet, and I was going through a time where I described myself as a witch. And I do that still because I just love that some of the magical things that happen in my life. And I always thought I wanted a black cat because witches have black cats, and I loved this guy because he had a little white heart, on his chest, and they called him Patch, and I really didn't like that that was his name because it just didn't fit. Anyway, but when I went to see the lady, the two cats that I picked on the internet, she looked at me really funny because they were cats that were not ready for people in her estimation because they were not. This one had gone to two separate homes. Hi, Mel. Yeah. This one had gone to two separate homes. Yeah, that's okay. And and he had to come back because of anxiety because he couldn't handle it. He was so scared. And so um, this was a perfect. Thank you very much, Mo. And so we had to go, and I told him, I said I wanted this guy because he just resonated for me that he was just a fabulous cat. And he is. And so we had to, when we were leaving the first day on the interview, Paul and I went out to the car, and on that floor, right in front of the window, like a window like this, a single one set like this, is a cat tree. And um, he had stayed hidden the whole time we were visiting. I could see him from behind the futon, like something similar to this, and he was there the whole time, just like crouched down, just scared. And so when Paul and I were leaving, we thought, well, that wasn't really. He was a fabulous, and I wasn't 100% sure if that's what he wanted because he didn't show that he wanted us at all. So we looked up into the window of the rescue house, the shelter, and he was up against the window with a paw against the window, looking at us like, hey, 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 kind of thing. And we're like, okay, all right, we'll try. And so we went there for 5 weeks, on a Tuesday night for an hour and a half. And every time I would come a little closer to him and touch him a little bit more. And on the last week, he actually came out while I was there and talked with me. So this is our Patchy Man. We call him, because we went to Pachismo, so I call him Mo. And yes, if you spend a lot of time with us, you would see that we have thousands of names for our cats. I'm surprised that they know that we're even talking about them. Anyway, but that's Mo. So, and a perfect segue about feeling safe and how once I started to become safe within myself, it was very fascinating that people and animals feel safe around me because I'm not. I don't want to no longer hurt myself. So why would I want to hurt somebody else? And it started with that about that's where it all started was about hurting myself. I no longer wanted to hurt myself. And it's like and this is where the rubber meets the road. Do we hurt ourselves or does someone always hurt us? Like, where are we in this equation? And for me, I'm just taking the accountability route. And ever since I've been starting to take the accountability route, I have become so much happier, and my faith has increased to the point where I like want to sing hallelujah. And I didn't get that once, not once in the entire experience where it was relied on someone else to help me. And if that works for you and you get that hallelujah movement and moment, I am so happy for you because I'm with you. High five right there. But that was the difference, and that was the difference maker for me. And I that's the decision I made. It was done. So when that happened, this whole change started to happen where I started to become safer and safer and safer. And that's where this came in on day 9 was the degree that this creation of a safety that something is now changing within myself. And that I'm challenging the areas where I don't feel safe. That's what this journey is, to create so much more relief. And once that safety is like, and just to have relief from all even having to worry about feeling safe, because I just want that kind of peace. And when I start looking at these beliefs that I have that don't bring me those feelings, I'm trying to understand why I have them. And if it's as simple as, well, I really don't want them, then why am I not addressing it? So on day 9 yesterday, I just wanted to do something different. And so I decided to go through the manicure and face one of those fears that I have. It was terrible. I knew that I was going to, see, and I created that scenario for myself. And I wanted to walk out of there differently. And I felt that I was going to get judged, that I would have judgment. And when I went there, I created a scenario where I have a choice on how I'm going to look at it. Because I could use it to cripple myself and deal with the shame, or what do I do with it? Because what happened was I went in to get my manicure, and when she started working on it, she started commenting. And the other lady looked over at my fingers, enough that Barbara looked over, because the concentration was broken to bring attention to my fingers. And it didn't happen only once, it happened like 3 times. And even Barbara noticed how much dead skin was coming off my fingers. It was unbelievable how much was there. So, and at that moment, when I looked at the amount of dead skin, and I'm not kidding you, it was piling up over to the point where it was falling off of the thing. I've never had that much happen ever. Ever. And so I sat there wrestling because everyone noticed, and they were talking about the amount of skin on there. I had one moment of it where it was, oh my God, look at that. Isn't that disgusting? And the judgment and the shame, and it was all there. And I felt it, and I thought, well, is this the moment where I use that and realize and cripple under that again and make myself feel bad about what's happening? And I looked at it and I went, this is exactly why I'm doing this, because I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. And I've never dealt with that. I've never done this before. This is a new thing. I've never had a manicure. I've had fake nails before, but these are my nails. And I can still pick just as well with these pretty fingers. So here comes the thing now, because I'll have pretty fingers. I found a way to find pretty fingers. But now I'm going to find out how pretty they're going to be, because I'm going to have nail polish. And I just realized that I like the way it looks. This is actually quite pretty. The back is not the best yet, but it's not too bad. So, I'm just thinking about day 10. See, I should be in the present moment. Anyway, so with yesterday I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker as I was thinking about whether or not I was supposed to post this video. And last night I was up most of the night coughing because I could not stop coughing. And I was looking for we have this medicated ointment, like Vicks Vapor Rub. That's what we call it. And it doesn't matter what brand it is. It gets called that, like Skidoos and Kleenex. And, hi, Patchy. Uh-huh. You heard that, did you? And I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, and I couldn't find the Vicks Vapor Rub anywhere. Nowhere. And that's a testimony right there to that belief that I used to have, that I constantly forgot everything. There are moments that I remember, and I'm going to thank. I want more of those moments, and I have more of those moments, and I'm very thankful because I used to not have them. So thank you. Being able to get back on track at that, like that. There were times that I could not do that. So when I couldn't find it, I was very frustrated, and I thought, I don't know why I can't find it. And Paul couldn't find it, like didn't know where it was either. Um, and so I went to bed, and because there's a an old wives' tale that if you put socks with vapor rub on it, you stop coughing, and it works. And I've heard it that it works really well, and I couldn't find it, and I was quite sad. So I actually took cough medicine, and oh, it was just disgusting. But anyway, it helped for a little bit, for I could fall asleep. But I woke up at midnight, and I realized I was coughing, so I left the bed so I wouldn't wake up Paul. He is a lighter sleeper than I am. So I came out into the living room, and I'm sitting here and thinking, okay, well, this was just I was so caught up in what I was going to do about the video, and that was actually at the end of day 9. I was figuring out what I was going to do, and so you've seen the products, some of day 10, and we'll continue on with day 10. Talk to you later.